Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Saker som kräver konst, beppar konst och felina. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday night football. We are fired up. We hope you're fired up. I'm Jason. That's Ben. This is Wanna Bet. We do this 7 days a week. We give you our favorite plays of the moment, favorite plays we've made since yesterday's show. There's always yesterday's show. That's first, second, and third down. Fourth down is either fourth and long-term bets, futures, long shot bets, or fourth and short. It's at our discretion. And Beltway Ben is loading in some new graphics that are going to kick ass and allow us to toggle between that and all kinds of things. We got a whole new world of opportunities open up, Beltway Ben, on our way to world domination. Overtime, it's football season. That means a football parlay every effing day, 7 days a week on Wanna Bet. And we're also totally transparent. We give out futures bets. We score them when they hit or don't hit, and we adjust accordingly. Beltway Ben, how did it go yesterday? Yeah, we did very well in Champions League again. We pushed in the Napoli game. I thought they could win that 3-1. I was wrong. It was 2-1. We made our money on Monaco. Monaco drew 2-2 with the Citizens. We had Monaco getting a goal. We had Monaco on the double to win or draw. Both those hits. We did not get a goal out of Copenhagen. They hit the woodwork a couple of times. So we did not hit the both teams to score there. We are loading up on weekend soccer bets that we feel very good about. We lost the Nerfy in Cleveland on a Valera home run. Nobody was scoring in that game the first 6 innings, but first inning home run did us in. And we're obviously loaded with bets tonight, some of which we've already given you guys on this week's show. Beltway Ben, how about you?
It sucked. Jazz Chisholm was the good, pretty good value play, plus 140. Yes. He scores a run, which went on to be the game-winning run. Wish he could have got on base a little bit more. Had a few 3-ball counts that he ends up striking out, popping out. I thought he would get to Bayo. He got one at-bat against him because Bayo was not good, and the Red Sox pulled him early, which I kind of saw coming, but thought he might get at least two against the righty. He got 2 at-bats against lefties. Pretty surprised Aaron Boone left him in to face the lefty because he refused to do it in game 1. Whatever, though. That was a tough loss. And then J-Ram, listen, when you take hit-run RBIs bets, it's also to, toggle with walks. The guy walked 3 times, including an intentional walk with second and third, which I knew was – or man on second, I think, which I knew was coming. It's the baseball move. It's a smart move. So he got walked 3 times, scored 1 run. Wish we would have parlayed them together, 1+ each, and we probably would have got minus 125, minus 110. But we played them both by themselves, and they both scored a run, but nothing else. So it wasn't a great day, but I'm confident we'll bounce back here.
Again, you can get all our bets. A lot of the plays we give you here, we've already made at better value because we're constantly looking at these markets and we're evaluating them morning, afternoon, and evening, but we only do this show basically noon every day. You can get all our plays in real time, along with our buddy Eric Casillas, who's having a great NFL and college season. On the Super Betting Discord, the QR code there will get you in and tell you everything you need to know. Beltway Ben, the floor is yours, my friend. What is our first bet of the day?
Went pretty heavy NFL today, overall. So we will be playing a lot of different NFL bets today, just because me and Jason were having a conversation yesterday. I got his frustration, but I also understood the situation, why there weren't lines out. I understood both sides. I know I shouldn't, but I understood both sides. I get it. But yeah, we haven't had a chance.
They got every server, every algorithm. They got all the quants, all the MIT kids. Come on, You're going to make money either way. Let's go. You knew Purdy wasn't playing in that game. Everybody knew Tuesday. Let's go. Give me McCaffrey full receiving options the day before the game, please. Like a good 24 hours before the game.
Yeah. But to Jason's point there, we didn't have props. I couldn't look all week and say, I like this guy, I like that guy. There were a few with the Rams. but not much with the 49ers. Here I am going to go with the 49er. Kendrick Bourne over 39.5 receiving yards at -110. This is a lot of familiarity with Mac Jones. That was his quarterback in New England. That was one of his top targets. We saw him put up 850 yards the 1 year. It's the best year of his career. Mac Jones was throwing him the football. This season, 32, 38, and 17. He had multiple bad drops against Jacksonville last week. He clears this number easy. He's a speedy guy. He can pick up yak. I do think they're going to have to be throwing the football a little bit. LA is going to do whatever they can to take away Christian McCaffrey in the passing game. They're going to have guys going his way. Bourne should get some opportunity. Can we get 4 to 6 targets? He clears this. I think we will. Like I said, there's familiarity. Mac Jones in New England was throwing him the football, and they had a lot of success doing it. Too low of a number in a situation where Ricky Pearsall's out and Jennings is out. You have both of those guys already out. Brandon Ayuk, he's out probably most of the year now with the newest report. So I do think Kendrick Bourne gets going today. He's going to be on the field for close to 100% of the offensive passing snaps. So I do like him over 39.5 receiving yards at -110.
San Francisco has one of the least efficient run games in the NFL. McCaffrey's touching it as much as anybody in the run game and averaging 3.3 per carry with not a lot of explosives. And I think the Rams are going to have to, I think the 49ers are going to have to chase this game quite a bit. So I think there's going to be more volume for Mac Jones than Kyle Shanahan would probably like in a neutral script. And I'm with you on Bourne. I think Bourne's someone who could capitalize on that. First down for me. You guys know I like the Guardians. We rode the Guardians quite a bit against the Tigers down the stretch. Almost bet the Guardians to sweep this series. And they very well could have. I mean, a kid doesn't boot a ball in right field. A kid, Noel, Big Christmas, steps on the bag. This series is probably over. That's not how it works. But if you look at which team does better with runners on base, Cleveland. And what looks like a bullpen game for everybody today, because the leash will be short with Flaherty. It was bad down the stretch. And the leash will definitely be short with Ciccone. Who does that favor?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
100% Cleveland. Who's playing at home? Who's great at home? And who's 500 for the season on the road? Who dominated in the division? Who struggled really down the stretch in the division? Who's got the home, the crowd behind them, everything else? And I just think the bottom of the Guardians lineup finds a way to be more useful than the Tigers. Like, if it's not a Riley Green double or home run, if you don't throw Carpenter a meatball, I just don't see a whole lot else going on right now with the Tigers. So I just think the way that this series has been played, we liked the Guardians yesterday. We liked them in game one. Tough beat. And look, Flaherty was giving up the long ball against the Guardians last time he saw him. And the Guardians were also changing at some of his breaking stuff that I don't think they're going to chase that today. I can see walks being an issue with him, and the long ball can be an issue for him. So I like the Guardians to end that. Well, obviously that series is going to end today. I like the Guardians at that game less than an hour away. Second down, Ben.
Second down, I'm going with 2 plays. Listen, it's risky because you have a guy that doesn't play a ton. But we did see him a lot last week. In week 4, he ran 31 routes. Clearly, this is a spot for him. When you have as much zone coverage as that San Francisco defense is going to play, easy throws underneath to Jordan Whittington. 1.5 receptions for +110. I get it. Puka, Devontae Adams, this is risky. And you also have Tutu Atwell, who's coming off of a pretty big showing. So it's risky. But you don't think that Puka and Devontae are going to get all that attention? I still think they're going to eat and do what they need to do and have good games. But there will be times where Stafford has to go to the 3rd or 4th option. In those situations, Whittington should be on the field. They've liked him a lot through the years. There's always been some hype around him. And I just think with the attention going their way, I like him over 1.5 receptions. And I'm also taking 12.5 receiving yards. I get his routes are pretty shallow and it's not a bunch of big gains, but I do want to take the receiving yards as well because he can break tackles. He can catch a crosser and make a move and get us to 13 receiving yards. If he's going over 1.5 receptions, I think he gets over the yards as well. So I'm playing both of those here.
Excellent. Second down for me. We're doing a little receiving parlay. Oh, sorry. Did you give out on both? I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just making sure the graphics. Little parlay for me on second down. Look, McCaffrey has touched the ball 100 times already. And he was getting force-fed with Mac Jones even more than Purdy. And we're back to Mac Jones on a short week where he didn't get much prep time. McCaffrey in the run game is doing nothing, but he is sustaining the offense in the pass game. Not only is Ayuk gone and Debo gone, but now Pearsall's out. It's a tough day for Stats on Fire. I don't think Stats on Fire is going to like this game tonight, Beltway Ben. I don't see a scenario where McCaffrey isn't getting a ton of targets. He's got 10 or more targets in 3 or 4 games this season. As much as the Rams might focus on him, he can still make a guy miss in the open field, and we're playing this conservatively at 40. I mean, he's been routinely getting 70 or 80, especially if you move into garbage time, and there's been a fair amount of that. You look at what he's done against the Rams. Last 3 times, he had 89 on 7 catches. He had 55 on 8. He did only have 19 on 3 in one of those games. But I think he's going to get volume. He's going to get opportunity. And one of these is going to go for 15 or 20. And then Puka, look, I mean, Puka's on a more force-fed pace than Cooper Kupp was when Cooper Kupp had 120 catches and 2,000 yards in this offense. He's surpassing that pace. He's got 91 or more in every game. He's got at least 8 catches in every game. He's got 42 freaking catches for 500 yards already this season. Like, he's got a game against San Francisco where he caught 13 balls for 170 yards. Like, did I want to do more with this? Yeah. Do I have a Puka ladder? I do. But 70 was a number where I just felt comfortable with the 40 and the 70 getting me plus money on these 2 guys who are the central figures in these offenses right now. I also ran a lot of numbers this morning on what McVay does in short weeks, run pass percentages, what McVay does against the division, what McVay does against Kyle. And all of that led me to believe I really wanted to bet the Rams over 27.5 rushing attempts. I couldn't get there. And you can bet that at 365. I couldn't get there in part because I think he's going to carve them up in the high percentage pass game because San Francisco has no pass rush. And so that's going to lead me to, I'll expound on that in third down. But I think there'll be opportunities for Puka, even if this game gets a little sideways. Third down, Ben.
When I put this one together, I knew Jason wasn't going to like it, just knowing how you think. And it's, I think 99% of the time I agree. I agree with what you think. I'm going Christian McCaffrey over 61.5 rushing yards. But listen, I like just in terms of them playing from behind, not as many rushing attempts late in the game. And I did stick with it just because I think Shanahan's going to, like, you have to try to control time of possession. You can't outslug these guys. You have an awful pass rush now with Bosa hurt. Your offensive line, defensive line they're what they are. I mean, he's had a lot of success against the Rams in the past. In his career in Carolina, completely different situation. But even since he's been in San Francisco, and I know the injuries, I get all of that. At some point, he's got to get going, right? Like, that's just how I feel. And I'm like that with a lot of different props. Like, where when a guy is due, and I get it, everybody in sports betting, that's a favorite term. He's due. He's due. He's due. Everybody's always due. But to me, like, seriously, he's over this in only 1 game so far. How does he not eventually break out? And that's why I was looking at his longest carry, over 14.5. I do think the injury put him back a little bit, and he really isn't as explosive as he once was. But like 15-yard carry for him, we can't see one of them. Like, at what point does he finally break a tackle and get to the second layer and just, make guys miss and move? I think it comes today, and I think it's going to have to, because the only way they stay in this game is by controlling time of possession, playing the game that they want to play, and not letting Stafford get, as many throwing attempts as he wants, letting that offense run it up on you. They have to control the ball. They have to be somewhat slow. Let McCaffrey do what he can do, and really hope you can ride him to a win here.
I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, look, Kyle also isn't above on 3rd and 25, just running draw plays to try to get this guy. Like, they're beating him into the ground, and there's not a lot of numbers there outside of, receiving yards. Like, they don't have a rushing touchdown as a team this year. So, and they're all aware of it. So do I think they're above padding his stats with draws that they know might pick up 10 or 12?
Right.
I don't think they're above it at all. And they, to this point, aren't taking him off the field all that often.
Right.
They go a little bit of power with the Robinson kid, but any sort of garbage time, 3rd and forever draw play is probably his. 3rd down here. So this is how I played a Stafford little parlay originally. And when I played this a couple days ago, I got plus 110. You can't get it more than that minus 110 right now. If you add 20 completions for Stafford to this, which I did, and this is my official play, you can get it at plus 145. Look, do I think Stafford's throwing the ball 38, 39 times in this game? I don't, unless it's a lot closer and crazier than I think. But I think he's throwing it 32 to 35. And with the rate he's completing passes, and with how well McVay knows this solid defense, and with how risk-averse Salah's going to be, with nobody who can win up front, and having guys like Adams and Puka who know how to find soft spots in zones, I think they're going to play pitch and catch. I think they're going to play pitch and catch to the running backs. And again, McVay in these situations is not as run heavy as even I thought. I dug down on McVay with a halftime lead of 3 points or more against division teams. I thought I'd be seeing 34, 35, 37 carries. I didn't see it. He does skew a little more run heavy on Thursday night games, and it's a short week. You don't get enough as much time to prepare your pass game. I get it. But like, I'm comfortable with this number. Trevor Lawrence couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. He completed 21 against these guys. Rattler completed 25. Kyler completed 22. Darnold only completed 16. Seattle ran 48 offensive plays. I mean, like, it was their first game in a new system. Darnold didn't have a terrible game, but Salah also had three defensive starters available in that game who aren't anymore.
Right.
Do I think McVay wants to get his run game going here a little bit tonight? I do, but I also think Stafford's going to have a big night. The 2 passing touchdowns, he's got 19 passing touchdowns in his last 11 games. Salah's pressure rate against Trevor Lawrence was 16%. You give Matt Stafford that kind of time, he's going to carve you alive. And the Rams only have 2 rushing touchdowns from their running backs all year. They are scoring the ball, and we're on Adams props from earlier in the week. Watch the show from 2 days ago. Adams is being featured in the red zone. Puka can score outside the red zone, and I think they're throwing the ball 34, 35 times tonight, even with kneel downs factored in. So I like the 20 completions. That's plus 145. Plus 145 at Bet365. Fourth and long or short or whatever, Beltway Bet.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to Jeff. He's a fan of
lines, brother. It's been a crazy week for me. I'm probably not going to be able to get to the post office till tomorrow, but your hoodie and Katie Mox's hoodie will be in the mail by tomorrow.
Shout out to Jeff, very loyal, been with us since early on.
OGs,
Absolutely.
we take care of OGs around here.
We absolutely do. Listen, fourth and short plays for me, the regular plays themselves have been very good. Like when I stay away from props, when I do sides and totals, I've been solid with that. Props have not gone our way, but don't ever quit here. We keep going after things. And here, I'm just having some fun here. Listen, this is a unit play for me. I'll tell you that now. Give me one catch. Give me one early catch. Let me feel a little confident here. And it's plus 225. I like the odds. I like the situation for him. Like I said, he ran so many damn routes last week after not playing a lot. 31 in week 4. McVay knows what he has. McVay's creative. Guys will get the ball. So I'm taking a chance here. 5+ receiving yards. We also don't know who's getting the ball first, so it could just be one possession for them, which makes it a little riskier. The first half lines for me weren't good enough. I didn't like, the odds on him to get 10+ receiving yards in the first half. To me, I'm just taking first quarter, hoping that he catches one across the middle early on for a 5-yard catch, and we don't have to worry about anything. Plus 225, I think the odds are too good, so we'll take a chance.
Yeah, I'm going into a market that I don't play in very often on fourth and short, and I was going to go in another direction. Then I did a couple hours of work on this game, and this play at this value, I liked. The early scripts, it's only 2 games this year, but the early scripts with Mac Jones are uber conservative. They can't run with McCaffrey right now. They're going to try to run with McCaffrey. Kyle Shanahan does not want to get blown out on national television against his frenemy, McVay, who's beat him 3 straight times. Like the old parable that Shanahan owns McVay. McVay also beat his ass in the playoffs. So I expect it to be uber conservative. He does not want this game to get sideways, and he wants to try to fight for volume in the run game. The Rams defense first quarter has been pretty good. I really like the matchup of their front 7 against this offensive line. Do they have a 3rd and 7 in the first series of a football game that they'd want back? They do. Did the Eagles get a first down? They did. The drive started at the Rams 38, and it took a push on 4th and 2 to get it. ain't going to see a tush push from Kyle Shanahan early in this game. So I like the Rams defense in general. I think they're going to be super fired up for this game. They're going to be flying around. What concerns me is a penalty. My concern is they're too amped up and they're too fired up, and it's 3rd and 15 and somebody gets a face mask or something like that, and I'm effed. But at this value, seeing what Shanahan's done, even with Purdy early in games, and how conservative and constricted it's been, and playing the long game and playing the field position game, I think there'll be a bit of a feeling out process, and I like the Rams to force a punt on a 3-and-out or turn them over on their first possession. Overtime.
Simple same game parlay that we always like to do here for me in 4th downs on these types of days. We've had a lot of success with the primetime matchups. Devontae Adams, 25-plus receiving yards. Christian McCaffrey, 40-plus rush yards. Kendrick Bourne, 20-plus receiving yards, and the Rams plus 7.5. I broke down Bourne. I broke down McCaffrey. Devontae Adams, not a ton of bulk, right? He's not having 6-7 receptions a game. You can have Puka for that. But look at Devontae Adams' yards. He has the explosive plays. He's making big plays. Even in week 1 when it was like, they're still getting used to each other. They haven't been on the same page yet. They're going to get on the same page, and it's going to be pretty terrifying when you have 2 wide receiver ones working together. But him and Stafford are still learning each other in-game situation. It's starting to come, and you have to imagine a divisional matchup, he's going to get him the ball. 25-plus receiving yards for a guy that can do that in one catch. I like my chances there. And the Rams plus 7.5. Now, this is a massive, massive juice, like whatever, minus a couple thousand. That is to get us to plus money. We were at minus 104 before. I want to get us to plus money here. Sometimes Thursday nights are crazy. We see upsets here or there. If there is an upset tonight, they're going to lose by more than a touchdown. I don't see that happening. I could see a game-winning field goal. I could see maybe a game-winning touchdown late with an extra point. That's why I took it to 7.5, because I don't see this team, even if for some reason things go south and something happens that we didn't expect. If that is to happen, I'm still getting them, basically by a score. I don't think they go for 2 or anything like that. So I do think we get plus 7.5 here. That, Devontae Adams, CMC, and Kendrick Bourne all for plus 105.
I like it. We are going to a same game parlay. I want to get this to you guys before these numbers get more out of whack the closer we get to this game. The Bengals are quitting. The Bengals have waved the white flag. Do I think Detroit covers the 10 or wherever it ends up being by kickoff? Yeah, I do. I mean, this Bengals team's lost by 25 and 38 their last couple of times out. But we're going to play it under a touchdown just in case Browning finally gets going in garbage time. Or maybe the Bengals bow up to some degree this week. But they're so compromised. They're so in a hole. The head coach looks like such a coward quitter that I have a hard time thinking they keep this within a touchdown. The Lions are rolling up 30-plus points on everybody. This is not a late season weather game. Like, they're doing it on grass. They're doing it on every surface. They're not dome dependent. And this Bengals defense is fraudulent at every level. Dan Campbell had them ready to play in what could have been a letdown spot against the Browns last week, and they kicked their ass. Now they get to go against maybe the worst defense in the NFL, certainly a bottom 3 defense. So I'm comfortable with the 28. Browning also might give us a pick 6 along the way. Oh, and Bengals special teams are also bad. So I see a lot of different ways the Lions get to 35 or more points, but we're playing this at 27.5, and Gibbs is a touchdown machine. I mean, he's got 35 touchdowns since the start of the 2023 season. Like, do the math. And this is a team that gives them up a bunch of different ways. Like, I mean, Bengals are giving up 8 passing touchdowns the last 4. Like, we're on, golf touchdown over 1.5 and some different things. Like, there's a lot of different ways to go here, but Gibbs will go off. I think both running backs get their touchdown. I think Goff throws for 2. I think there's 5 touchdowns to be had here by the Lions, and I don't think they let up enough to lose by more than a touchdown. Beltway Ben, please let the people know again. F corporate lines all day long, man.
And the lobster steak. Remember from
yes. Hopefully tomorrow on Kornheiser, we get it's a 3 lobster game. If we go over 10 units again, that's a 3 lobster game. That's a lobster in the left hand, a lobster in the right hand, and a lobster in your freaking mouth. That's what we're trying to do around here. We're not going to do it all the time, but we do it. And if that happens, maybe I can get Kornheiser to wear a wanna bet hoodie on PTI. That's basically that's basically our ultimate goal with this show right now, is it not, Beltway Ben?
Yes, that is absolutely.
That's
the
I mean,
goal,
that
though.
would be it, right? That would be the
That'd be a
pinnacle.
home run hit. That would be the big home run hit
And
late in the game.
hopefully all the littles can help me put pressure on Tony and Nigel to make this happen. You know,
Yes.
I think it's only right. Yeah, yesterday we did very well in Champions League. We did Tuesday and Wednesday. We crushed Champions League. We did lose. We thought we'd get a goal out of Copenhagen at least. We didn't. It happened. Yeah! On Friday and Saturday show. That's our record. That's what we've done for you since May 21st, our first show with Katie Mox, who's going to get one of the elusive hoodies. You get all our bets in real time on the Super Discord. We're back tomorrow at noon. Saturday, I got to be at this tailgate early at University of Maryland, and I'm supposed to be in my son's dorm by 10 a.m. So we are going to go. Beltway Ben is going to be willing to do this at 8:30 on a Saturday, which I know is sacrilege for people his age, and I understand that. But Ben, I appreciate you working around my schedule.
Absolutely.
Saturday, 8:30.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got it. We
Sunday
have
noon as always.
right, regular.
So there you go. You want to bet, we want to bet. We love betting Thursday night football. We hope you do it with us. See you tomorrow at noon, hopefully with 3 lobsters.